Hey, welcome back, everybody. This is Aaron out here in Kentucky. I'm joined by Josh in New Mexico.
Doing great.
And Andrew in Utah. How you doing, brothers?
We're great. Hi.
Andrew is not frozen, everybody. He's just trying not to move so he doesn't disconnect from the pod. So hopefully he'll be all right.
I do not.
Andrew, do you feel like you have to tip your glasses up so there's no reflection? If I wear mine like I'm supposed to, then there's like this crazy glare that I hate. And so
Well,
I have
if you
to,
look
like,
closely at my glasses, you can see an
like a
apparition from my kitchen through my glasses. That's real. Yeah. There is a ghost over in the corner. That's not a Hollywood rumor. There's a
is
fourth
how
podcaster.
The internet sleuths are going to
Yes.
discover how you murdered somebody. Yeah, you murdered somebody, and it's well now they can't discover it.
There
He's
he
safe.
goes.
He's safe.
You know what's crazy is he's been on for probably, 20 minutes almost right now.
You
That's
guys
so
got on
funny.
10 minutes early.
I'm always usually on about 10 or 15 minutes early just in case, so that if he wants to get on early, because like last pod, he did that and it worked. Like he was on the whole time. So,
What was the magic touch last week?
right?
2 weeks ago.
So, I don't really know.
I don't know either.
But,
we should jump into this.
you know what's, yeah, we should. Do you know what's really interesting though about the WBC is clearly I don't pay enough attention to baseball because I don't know who Mark DeRosa is. And then I find out
What? He
Who
freaking
it-
played for the Cubs.
okay, remember the name as a player. I didn't realize he was a manager now.
Oh, he's managing? I knew he was on.
He's the manager of the U.S. team, isn't he?
I think you're right, but he's not a manager otherwise. He's
He's
a
not?
No, he's a commentator on like Marquee or MLB channel.
See, that's weird.
Well, he played for years with the Cubs. He's awesome. I liked him a lot as a player. But yeah, he's not, as far as I know, maybe he is. I don't think he is managing anyone.
Well, I just thought that was bizarre because why wouldn't you have somebody who's had managing
know.
experience or whatever? Because there are retired guys who would probably come out and do it for, a few weeks, whatever, for the WBC. And then
Yeah, I don't know what the story is behind that.
that seems bizarre.
Should Google it. But I'm pretty sure he's not managing anywhere else.
Interesting. I did
Yeah.
not know that. So yeah, but then I was just a little like I don't know the rules to the WBC and how you advance, but I would expect that the manager of the team should know the rules. And so then when you get waxed by the Italian team, you shouldn't just assume that you're still automatically in.
Well, that was pool. So it's like FIFA. There's a pool play, and then from there you advance to the tournament portion.
Yeah, but he assumed that because they won the first two games, they were automatically in.
Well, I think it's because their point total was high enough, but I could be wrong.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he's not a manager anywhere else.
somewhere
No,
else.
he just has managed Team USA in 2023 and now 2026.
What I
Interesting.
miss.
Andrew's ghost is with us.
Yes.
So sorry,
miss.
everybody.
I mean, he might have just made the ghost in the glasses mad.
Yep.
That's probably what happened.
You're back, brother.
What I miss. What I miss.
Sort of back.
Sort of. Can you hear us?
There we go.
you recorded,
Yeah, we
right?
got him.
Good.
We were just
solved
talking
all
about-
of the world's problems.
Yeah. we just took care of everything in a minute. Yes. Yeah.
Stupid. We hit pause. I didn't even write anything down.
So, along with the WBC, though, going on, obviously spring training's going on. Josh, you guys, I take it, not going this year to any spring training games?
No, unfortunately not.
I would love to do that again. Spring training is so much fun.
It is fun.
I'd love to take like a week and come out there and
many
just
teams are
catch
in?
games
Like,
every
down
day
in
for a
Arizona
week.
for spring training.
You know what I mean? Just random
that
games.
sounds like a lot.
It is. But, don't you think it'd be fun, though?
Not a whole week.
Oh.
Dude.
Wow.
Do you want to do your intro? That'll kill some time. Hopefully
it
we'll
will.
get back.
So, like we said, welcome everybody. There were three of us. There's two of us now.
And then there were two.
And then that was it. So today actually this week,
Still are.
we were and still are. Spring training is going on, which actually led us to thinking about one of our favorite baseball memories as kind of a family. So we were going to talk about that for a second. Josh does not give away a hint as to what that might be with his shirt at all. And then we had been looking for some possible topics outside of sports to discuss, to use some time on the pod, since we do kind of, want it to be kind of a sports/entertainment, type pod. So we are going to discuss today the concept of the anti-hero, and then
How did this topic even come up? I don't remember talking about this at all.
the anti-hero, or finding something else to talk about.
The anti-hero.
That was entirely my invention.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Oh yeah, I just didn't. I was like, when I read it on the agenda, I was like, oh okay.
I had been kind of thinking about the concept because Peaky Blinders has a movie coming out, and so like I hadn't quite finished the whole Peaky Blinders series yet. I'm like halfway through season 4, and I'm debating as to if I want to try and watch the last season and a half before the movie comes out. And I love Thomas Shelby as a character, and
I've never watched it.
so it's intense. I will say that. That's just my personal opinion. It's very intense.
Yeah.
So I could usually watch like 1, maybe 2 episodes a week, and then I'd have to take a break, and then I could watch some more,
Yeah.
So in any case, with the movie coming out, I just thought it'd be interesting to try and discuss that whole genre of the anti-hero and stuff.
Sure.
Because I find anti-hero characters to be fascinating, to be honest.
It's more interesting usually than just a straight up Captain America kind of hero.
Yes. Yeah. And more, like the characters are often quite a bit more complex. Mm-hmm. And everything, rather than the straight up, Superman, back when, wow, what was his name that played Superman that everybody, and then he had the accident and ended up in a wheelchair. Who was that?
Christopher Reeves.
Christopher Reeves, thank you. That Superman was a fairly not complex character.
So I think it's Superman 3 where Lois Lane jumps over the edge at Niagara Falls just to prove who he is, to get him to...
Is that 3? I thought that was in the...
It's not the first one. Maybe it's number 2.
You sure?
I'm not sure, no. Those movies were like before I was even born. Anyway, there's a scene in that movie, and I know this is totally sidetracking, but where Clark's like yelling after her, like, Lois, and he's like trying to make his way down the path, and he pushes past some people.
I remember that, yeah.
Those people that he pushed past, they were members of the church from my first area in the Niagara Falls area. They were there.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they were there as extras. And I went and watched it afterwards because they were super proud of this still years later, and I was like, oh my gosh.
That's so hilarious.
Yeah, it's cheesy and stupid, but it's funny.
He was using his laser vision to like drop her like limbs and stuff so that she can grab a hold and float down the river, rather than him jumping in to save her, because he was still trying to hide his Clark Kent, or hide his Superman identity as Clark Kent.
His Kentness.
Yes. By the way, Nebraska women are in the NCAA tournament. They are in the last 4 in like the playoff games, so they're an 11 seed, but they play Richmond like to get to the 11 seed in the regular bracket. You know what I'm saying? They're in one of those 4 games that are early.
Like a play-in game?
Play-in game. Thank you. That's the word I was
You're
looking
welcome, buddy.
So, yeah, they're a play-in game against Richmond as an 11 seed.
Come on, Richmond.
I will now turn it over to the game.
Are you going to do your sponsorship
Should I do
read
my
in?
first sponsorship read?
Well, duh. People have already tuned out by now, so like that one person who's left, you gotta catch their attention. This is the hook. It's too late. We've blown it.
This is the hook. It's been blown since he disappeared. If you want my honest opinion.
Nope. I would
I
prefer
can't
it if you
find
lied to me.
Where's the? That's weird. I can't find the game. Here it is. I got it now.
So you're gonna have to start the phone.
I got it. Okay, let's see here. I'll do read number 1.
Go for it, buddy.
Yeah. So, in this train wreck of an episode so far, I think it's okay to call it that.
We are killing it. I don't know.
We may be a train wreck, but our sponsor is amazing. And this episode of Brothers Trippin is brought to you by Sarah Bryant Law, PLLC. Sarah is now serving clients from her new office located at 73 Public Square in Lancaster, Kentucky. She handles a wide range of legal matters, including criminal law, family law, wills, probate, and civil litigation. What makes Sarah different is how much she truly cares about the people she represents. She takes the time to understand your situation and works hard to get the best outcome possible. If you're in Central Kentucky and need legal help from someone who genuinely cares about your case, reach out to Sarah Bryant Law, PLLC. All right.
Probate? My uncle once had a problem with his probate.
Your uncle.
That joke never gets old. It's from Roger Rabbit.
I know.
I made that same joke last time, and it killed then, too. It's a good one.
Your jokes always kill, though, you know.
Dude, none of my jokes are actually my jokes. They're just crap I've stolen from somebody else or some movie or something.
Yes, but every joke ever told is almost something that's been stolen from somewhere.
Darn thieves.
So, all right. So we were going to sit and talk. We were sort of reminiscing based off of that thing I sent you guys last night about the 2016 World Series. So,
Go Cubs.
Absolutely. So I'm going to ask, and we'll start with Andrew because maybe he won't disappear before, we get this answer.
If we're talking to him. Well,
Can he hear us?
He's looking cool with the earbuds.
Right.
He's going, maybe that was the problem. The headphones, they just didn't like the connection.
Well, I was telling you
they didn't
earlier,
like the way they made his
anything?
head look. And so
There's
they were rebelling.
a short in them. So
Yeah, actually you can.
today they don't like me. I don't know. I'm going to figure it out, but
Buttholes.
All right, Andrew, where were you? Because we weren't together, even though two of us were in Utah at the time. Josh, you were living in New Mexico, right? Okay.
What are we talking about?
Where was Andrew when Game 7 happened? Where did you watch it? And
You mean
what
the
was
greatest
your-
Game 7 of all
freaking
time?
watching it at
Absolutely
home
the
alone.
greatest Game 7 of all time.
You were watching Home Alone? Wasn't
But I
even
like
December.
to watch Christmas movies early, Josh, to get in the mood. So I start in October. It just so happened
That's how they really
that was
get
the
in the mood
same
for
night
playoff
the Cubs
baseball.
were playing Game 7, which
Dude.
All
he's
right,
fired.
Josh.
All right.
Where were you? He's probably
Okay.
not going to get back on. I would
knows?
imagine at some point he's just going
give
to
up.
quit.
He's going to flip off the camera and the
Yeah.
just leave. So, all right. So this is a bit of a story. I was here in New Mexico. I was in my first 6 weeks or something of physical therapy school. I was serving with the Cub Scouts as a Webelos leader, Weeby Loyal Scouts, on Wednesday nights. Game 7 was a Wednesday night. Every Thursday in PT school, we had a quiz, first thing in the morning. And so Wednesday nights were often spent cramming. And I had missed several of the weeks before of helping out with the scouts. And so I felt this extreme guilt, I couldn't ditch that scouts. And I also thought, well, Scouts goes from 6 to 7. I'll only miss the first inning or two of the game. And so I'm at Webelos and I'm looking at my phone this whole time and I see Dexter Fowler lead off home run. And I was like, yes. And I'm trying to keep it contained. I'm the only one in PT school who gave a crap about the Cubs. And I'm secretly just going crazy the whole World Series. And I just knew, they were going to win that game. I don't know how, but I just knew if they could get out of Cleveland.
That they were going to.
No, they were
in
Game
Cleveland.
7 was in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I knew that if the Cubs could win one of those games to force a Game 7, I knew the Cubs were going to win it. Because, and this is what, I swear this is what happens every year. Teams go with 3 starting pitchers and that their ace gets exposed because the other team gets used to the way that their ace pitches, seeing them so close together. And that's exactly what happened here. I knew that Kluber was their guy and he was killing the Cubs. And I just knew that they would get to him, and that's exactly what happened. So by the time I got home, I was pacing, I was standing up, I never sat down. I just was I don't know, just so excited, and then they just kept winning, and oh man, what's his bucket? Jose Ramirez, was it him?
No, it was Rajay Davis.
Yes, that
Rajay Davis.
freaking home run. I could not believe that thing went out. I was just crushed.
Right.
Chapman, so the same thing that happened with Kluber is what happened with
Kluber
Chapman.
would happen with Chapman.
Yeah, and
Because he pitched him three games in a row.
Yep.
Yeah.
And early in the game too, not just the ninth inning.
Yeah.
But so I was freaking out at that. But man, like all of the emotion that people were feeling as far as, you know, the sheer number of people that came out after that game when they'd be in interviews and stuff who talked about how much it meant to them because of a grandparent or something else who had already passed on. Like all of that stuff I experienced because of Grandma.
Oh, yeah.
Grandma. And I remember like just being so happy and tearing up and just thinking that was for you, Grandma. Like, that was for you. And man, and so the next day when I go into PT school, you know, I was still on cloud nine, but I didn't expect anything. And like, I got there a couple minutes late. The teacher had already started lecturing. And I walked into my class, my seat, and the whole class just started cheering for me and clapping. And the teacher's like, "What's going on here?" And I was like, "Yes, yes." And I could finally freak out and be super happy about it. And the class was
so
like,
awesome.
"Yeah, dude, congratulations, dude." Anyway,
That is so awesome.
It was so freaking cool, man. Just what an absolute like euphoric feeling, you know.
And the whole thing, like the series took you on this major roller coaster because, you know, the Cubs got down 3-1 at one point.
Yeah.
You know, and so like you're
And it
sitting
was
there
not
just
looking
going,
good.
No. And they went back to Cleveland for game 5, and it was like, good heavens, we've just got to get this game in game 5. And then they get game 5, and then they get game 6, and so you're back in Cleveland, and you're like, oh, don't let this just, you know. And I was sitting there, and it's funny because, like Andrew, I was watching the game alone. I was downstairs in the basement of the house there in Utah, and I was putting helmets together for an order, and I was trying to keep myself busy because the whole, like, otherwise it was even hard to do that just because, you know, I wanted to be up pacing, you know, whatever, and just think, you know, and I sat there and hung on every pitch, and, you know, like you, I was just like, this is insane. And then we end up in that rain delay for a while, and I'm just like, oh my word, this is so crazy. And when Cleveland hit that ball to Chris Bryant, and then he throws it to Rizzo, like, I literally broke down. Like, I wasn't just tearing up. Like, I straight up cried for Grandma. I was like, I hope you're watching.
Yeah.
I hope you're watching because all of us, like, we're all Cubs fans because of you, like, and we're all watching this. And we love it for ourselves, but like, there was something about wanting to see, you know, her to see that game. You know what I mean? Like, it would have been amazing to see her see that in her lifetime. You know, I mean, she was literally born 3 years after the original, because it was 1908, right? Mm-hmm. It was 1908, and if I'm not mistaken, she was born in 1911.
I honestly don't know. That seems a little...
Or maybe that was Grandpa. That might have been Grandpa. And she was a little bit younger than him, I think.
Well, how old were they when they were serving in the Navy?
Pretty young. I mean, they were in their early 20s.
Well, that would have put them in their late 20s.
Or maybe it was late 20s.
Anyway, doesn't matter. Though, I
mean,
like, just the years of futility, and like, even though there were some pretty crazy, not milestones, like events that happened in Cubs baseball throughout those years, like, it still was just years of futility.
Oh yeah,
almost getting there, and then just, you know, or thinking you would get there. I mean, like, I was there for a game in the 100-year anniversary when everybody thought this is the year, and they had a good team that year, and that wasn't the Bartman years. I always think it's the Bartman years, but it was not.
No.
Anyway, like, there were teams like that Bartman team that people thought this is going to be the one, and then it just doesn't, and you're like, wait a minute, that's not how the story's supposed to go.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy because I remember watching that team throughout the whole year, and just like magical stuff would happen. I mean, I remember they were a team of destiny that year. Like, I don't know how else to really explain it, because there were things that happened that you're just like, how the crap did that just happen? Like,
right.
Like, I remember there was one game I was watching, and it was he wasn't an everyday starter. His last name started with a C as well. Chris something. Anyway, he's up to bat, and he's trying to call timeout, and the pitcher's still pitching. The ump doesn't give him timeout. He had kind of taken one step out of the batter's box, and he's like this real quick, looking at the ump, because the ump doesn't call it. And the pitch starts coming, and he's just like, oh, okay. Chris crap, no, I can't remember. And so he just steps back in and swings, and it was a single. I mean, it's like this, like, what the crap just happened? You know, like the kind of stuff that is just not supposed to happen happened. And it was like, what on earth? Like, how did that happen? How did that work out? They had so many things like that happen all year long.
Yeah.
And just like Madden's connection with the team, I don't know what changed about that and why that kind of fell apart. But man, like, he was just the magician, the Mad Hatter, pulling the perfect strings for that team to be loose and have fun. And guys who just like totally revived, I mean, like Jake Arrieta as a pitcher, totally revived his career through that time.
Yeah.
The dude was a beast pitching like a below 2 ERA for 2 or 3 years in a row. And he never did it before or after.
Right.
Like, what the heck?
Yeah.
And
well,
a
lot of the guys on that team just had the greatest personalities. They were hilarious. You know, they were so much fun to watch just as a team, you know.
Yep.
I mean, Rizzo was always hilarious, and him and Bryant together were really funny. Yeah. And then watching, I can't remember his real name, El Mago at shortstop was so much fun. Yeah, Baez. And then watching
Chris Coughlin, that's who it was. I knew it was to see. Anyway.
And then watching, you know, their catchers work together and just the whole thing. It was so insane. Zobrist playing in the outfield, like they just had this mix, and you just like, you know, and you kind of expected it to keep going. So it was kind of weird that they did
it petered out so fast.
Yeah, because it you know, like the next year they ended up losing in the NLCS to the Dodgers. Was that it, or
I can't remember.
But I mean, I believe they made the playoffs, but they, you know, you kind of expected them to go a little further, and it was actually I seem to remember being like a little frustrated with that next season because it was like you expected more. So even though they made the playoffs, you were like, this is weird. This doesn't feel like last year, and so that was really interesting.
It totally fell apart, like, because it was the majority of the team was still there. I mean, they had like John Lackey as a pitcher didn't come back. And I don't know that John Lester did. I can't remember if he played another year or not. A catcher who was the manager for a little bit.
Yeah, he retired after the.
Why the crap am I forgetting his name?
I know, I am too. I could see him in the booth calling games, and I can't remember his name. Was it Mark something?
David Ross. Ross.
Yes.
Freaking idiot.
Ross.
Jeez, some fan.
I know.
But like, I started that documentary that that's narrated by, dude, just shoot me.
Bill Murray?
No, it's Vince Vaughn.
Okay.
Because he was a diehard Cubs fan too. But, and some of the like candid stuff of David Ross in there, he was just playing so like, I don't want to say loose, but he just had this personality about him that I think fit as Grandpa Rossi. And man, it made me think like, oh man, they did him dirty in the years to follow as a manager. And
for sure.
Bringing in. Anyway, I maybe that never should have happened. I don't know, but he just had this like fun-loving spirit about him that almost seemed to dissipate when he became the manager. And guys like Rizzo, who I think viewed him as a total mentor, where you know that stuff fell apart. But man, what a magical season that was.
Well, and that's the thing about it, right? Anytime you see these, and it's easier to see when it's your own team that you love watching, you know, but anytime you watch these teams that win the championship of whatever their sport is, like, that's almost the number one thing I feel like you can say all the time. You know what I'm saying? Is like that group of guys loved being around each other and loved playing the game together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You almost never hear of somebody winning a championship and then people going, yeah, those guys hated each other, man.
Yeah.
They couldn't stand. They were just a force of nature because they were so good, but they couldn't stand each other. You almost never hear that. And in fact, in my lifetime, well, the DR just got a home run.
I saw that off of ski.
Yeah, he had been mowing them down. That's crazy.
Junior coming.
But anyway, so you know, there's only been once in my life where I've ever heard of a championship team with bad chemistry. And it was a Division III football team championship that I was privy to only because I was at Puget Sound when Pacific Lutheran, the school right across the city from us and our biggest rival, won the national championship like second to last year at Puget Sound. And our defensive coordinator's son played offensive line for PLU. And apparently they did not like each other. So, which was really interesting because like they had this tradition when the offensive line ran on the field or ran off the field, they would always join hands. So like it was always like 5 guys, or if you were nowhere close to the other 2, it could be like 3 guys, but you would join hands with your offensive line brothers running off and on the field. And like, so they looked like this totally unified force, but he told me, man, those guys did not like each other. And that's the only time in my life I've ever heard about a championship team pulling that off. Because usually every other time you hear about it, the guys just love being around each other and really enjoy each other's company. So really interesting. So yeah.
That is crazy.
But yeah, and as far as like your standing ovation or applause once you got into class the next day, I was coaching football at the time still at Highland, and the season was still going on, and I never wore anything but Highland stuff to practice, but the next day I wore Cubs stuff to practice because I'd been talking smack to all the players about how the Cubs were going to win it all. And so I wore it, and like when I got to practice, they were all laughing about it and, you know, talking smack and everything. So it was a lot of fun. Fun. Yeah.
Yeah, man. What a great, it'll be great to see what they do this year. But man, stuff like they look like they're struggling in the spring training.
Yeah, but isn't like they have at least one guy, right? Crow Armstrong's with the WBC team.
Yeah, several of them are, but like some of like, I just saw the headline. I didn't get to read the article, but apparently the pitcher. Am I like stroking out and I cannot remember anybody's name right now? What is the freaking deal?
There's
Tyone. Jeez, he is apparently not having a good spring training. I haven't followed it as closely as I normally do, but like he's supposed to be one of our better starting 5 and. He's getting racked like crazy, it sounds like.
Well, that's not fun.
Especially if you're him. Yeah, I don't know.
Fair enough.
It'll be interesting to see what the overall tenure is for Craig Counsell with this team. Because there are parts of him that are like the anti-Joe Madden. And I could be dead wrong about this, he just does not seem like a fun person. I mean, like Joe Madden would joke around with reporters and just be kind of a wild card, you know? And Craig Counsell just comes off as like a total stick in the mud. Like, I don't know. He won't even acknowledge you, like when you're at those spring training games and they're all walking past the kids.
Really?
Some will sign. He doesn't do anything, you know? He's just got his like assistant coaches next to him and he's just walking in. And so I don't know. Maybe that's just my experience and maybe he is cool to everybody else, but
yeah, I mean, maybe you caught him in a moment where he was thinking about something or dealing with something. And
yeah, or Will did as a 9-year-old boy. It's all Will's fault.
Right. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, hopefully, you know, I mean, my big thing is I just don't want to see either of the New York teams win the World Series or the Dodgers for that matter. Sick and tired of the Dodgers.
For me, it's more
I have serious Dodger fatigue. I could care less, you know. It just is so annoying because it's like every offseason they keep adding guys that are like the best available guys, and you're like, this isn't fun anymore. Like you know, like, and they'll do probably what they did this last year, where they'll sleepwalk through the regular season and make it to the playoffs, and then because they sleptwalked and half the guys were injured. No, I'm kidding. I'm not accusing them of that, but
not outright anyway.
Yeah, but you know, maybe. I mean, that's what you expect is that they'll get into it and then they'll get into the playoffs. Everybody will be rested and healthy, and they'll just smash their way through the playoffs. And you know, who cares? So I don't know. We're probably going to go to the weekend after my birthday. We're going to probably go up to Cincinnati and catch a Reds game.
Nice.
They're playing the Angels for my birthday, so we'll probably do that. And you know,
very cool.
I mean, I only have specific 2-day weekends now. So I can't be taking a 4-day weekend whenever I want.
It's true.
But yeah, man. I know. I'm.
And you're working for the man, which is also like.
Yeah, well, the man has good benefits.
Yeah,
I haven't had medical in 6 years, 7 years.
Dude, I'm telling you, you've got the VA.
I've been there, but like, I don't get any dental or eye, stuff from them at all. I don't qualify for it. And I also don't qualify for like anything beyond the most basic stuff, really. So like I was lucky enough to get, my, the stinking thing we both did recently. Colonoscopy, I got that and everything. So that was good. But like, I can't go in there and just be like, hey, do this, do that, let's say, because I left healthy, so I get the very basic, like coverage, which has been great, like, because then I don't worry about getting sick since I've started going the last couple of years. But like, it's not like having a real, honest to goodness, somebody helps you pay for, government healthcare kind of thing and stuff. So the dental will be nice. That's the biggest thing. My teeth are a mess, so I've got to do something to get that fixed. I know, it's gross.
Just kidding.
But anyway, so yeah, I'll be working for the man. I just figured the other nice thing about working for the man is it's literally going to be 8 to 4:30 Monday through Friday, and I definitely don't want to be giving up my weekends for college football or NFL or whatever. I still want that kind of stuff. Plus, I want my holidays off. So I was like, if I can get a job there, I'll have that most of the time. So, because if I miss it occasionally because I got to do something like whatever, but, so yeah.
Nice.
But, all right.
Good luck. What do we got next?
So we were going to go from talking about our baseball heroes to this concept of the anti-hero. Now, I kind of mentioned earlier it's just been something that I've kind of been fascinated by, this whole character thing. I think ever since, it was probably, 3 years ago that I watched The Sopranos for the first time. So watched the whole thing. Have you ever watched it? No. Ever since I watched that series, and don't get me wrong, it's not like I would sit there and be like, oh, it's the greatest series ever, or like whatever. I just have found the concept of that type of character to be very interesting. Mm-hmm. So
there's a lot of those shows now. Like it's a pretty common, didn't used to be nearly as common as it is.
Yeah.
Almost always dark.
Yes. Well, and that's kind of the other thing that I've been thinking about is because it feels like entertainment wise, there's far less opportunities for me to enjoy a show like Ted Lasso or Shrinking because there's just not that many of them out there. And it seems like almost everything coming out is either straight up like crazy horror shows, or something that's dark with, an anti-hero character, or something that's like significant constant drama. I mean, it's fine. And I like those in moderation. I'd like to be able to watch some other stuff with it, but it almost seems like the only thing on the flip side is not something with any depth without the drama. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like you can't create a show with depth unless you have some intense drama with it. There's no in between. So you go from like the opposite to me, which is like all the garbage that's reality TV. Mm-hmm. And I'll admit I watch my fair share of reality TV just because I want something mindless or something I don't have to feel really drama intense. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like I watch some of that stuff just for that. Yeah, exactly. And so,
by the way, Bryce Harper hit a double with a guy on, so there's a guy on second and third.
Oh, nice.
One out.
Yeah, I saw the hit. Well, but I wasn't paying attention as well as you were, so.
I was just trying to tune out.
It's 2-1 with one out. That's good. See if we can drive in a run here. This is where the Cubs drove me crazy in the second half of the year last year. They would get second and third with one out or no outs and could not drive in a run. It was driving me batty at the last half of the season.
That has been a years-long problem. Even in 2016, they weren't one of the top scoring teams, I don't think. Yeah, they've always had that issue where they cannot get guys across.
It just drives me crazy. I'm like, how do you get... there were times they had bases loaded with no outs. I remember that scenario multiple times in the last half of the year last year, and it drove me nuts.
Runners in scoring position.
Yes. It's like, come on. Just push one across for heaven's sakes.
That's why, guys not to, totally derail our anti-hero conversation, but, that's why guys like El Mago which I would consider those years his prime years. Come on, Andrew. He just did stuff on the baseline, like on the base paths that were just like the reason why he got that freaking nickname. I mean, I don't ever remember seeing another guy do the swim move to avoid the tag at second base,
yeah.
like the way he started implementing it. And he would do it all the time. And they would miss him. Or like, and I know it wasn't 2016, but like just
the one where
wizardry where he like runs to first, stops, goes back, and then goes back, and he gets a double.
And he even gets them to frickin' chase him. Like, that was the craziest thing, is there was no point in what they were doing. But he had their attention the whole time.
Yes.
And he ended up didn't he end up at third or second? He ended up at second.
Third.
But
it was second.
No, it was probably second. But he, like, it was just like, how did he do that? Like, that was insane.
Well, and there was one I think it was during 2016 where he stole home. Judge struck out, dang it. 2 outs. Where he like
Aaron Judge.
He stole home, but it was like not accidental, but it was like, oh crap, like he like made the mistake of like being too far off the base, and then he just was like, well, gotta go, and he made it work.
And he did it.
It's just that kind of thing. Like, I don't know, that they don't have that kind of magic on the team right now, even though PCA is much faster than he ever was. He just anyway, back to your anti-hero.
So anyway, that was just like my sort of thought was that it seems like, so I guess my question is, you guys were talking about Paradise the other day. Is that something where the protagonist is an anti-hero kind of thing, or is that different?
No, Paradise.
He's definitely a good guy, or?
Well, I mean, yeah, but it's more conflicted than, it's not conflicted in like where he stands morally. It's more of like how he deals with these situations. So it's really like there's a bunker that's been built because of an
apocalyptic event of some
extinction level event occurs to the planet. They knew about it ahead of time. He is the head of the Secret Service outside of the bunker. Therefore, he goes into the bunker to be still the head of security for the president. This bunker houses 25,000 people who got the luck of the draw based on whatever they were doing beforehand. And
do they know they're in a bunker, or do they think that their world is...
No, they know they're in a bunker.
Okay.
They know that they're going to have to be down there for several years and maybe forever, who knows. But do you want me to like spoil it for you, or are you going to watch it?
Oh, I'll probably watch it, but I'm not one who minds spoilers. I usually spoil stuff for myself.
Okay, so
I always go ahead and look forward at episodes and stuff.
Yeah, it starts out with the president being dead on his watch in the bunker. And so it's like one of those, like one thing leads to the discovery of another thing to another thing to another thing. You know, one of the other side timelines or side storylines is that his wife didn't make it back from where she was in time to get put into the bunker before the event hit. And then while he's in the bunker, the end of the first season, he is told that his wife is still alive, and it ends with him breaking out of the bunker to go find her. Anyway, like, Season 2's taken a pretty big turn. Dang it, Schwarber. Season 2's I've enjoyed Season 2 much better. Season 1, to me, like, the whole cast is basically, like, nobodies, except for the guy who plays the president. I cannot remember his name right now either.
I know who you're talking about. He was in, he's had several supporting roles in a lot of stuff, like 27 Dresses and, he was in, I think so.
He's in that one mockumentary about a court case where there was everybody in the show except for one person was in on it, and the one person was the juror. Did you ever see this? It's really good too. But anyway, God, what is that guy's name? Just anyway,
James.
Yes, Marsden. James, nice, well done.
Every now and then my brain works.
Yeah, well done for a couple of old fogies over here, apparently. With early onset dementia. So anyway, like there are a bunch of the actors in the first season. I was like, this isn't great acting, but it was intriguing enough to keep watching. In the second season, way better acting. Different characters have been introduced. Shailene Woodley's in it. And this guy who played a role. Did you ever watch The Umbrella Academy?
I've heard of it.
Netflix. It's,
I've heard
it's
of
a
it.
weird, interesting one too. Those are a bunch of kind of anti-heroes, sort of. But anyway, the acting's been much better. The storyline has been really pretty gripping in the second season. So
That's cool.
But not like anti-hero like what we've been talking about.
And you're saying that just to make sure I understand, it's the
Secret Service.
Secret Service guy whose wife didn't make it in, and he busts out to go find her. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, they're in a bunker in like Colorado Springs area, I think, of Colorado, and
Colorado's been in a few movies recently. That War Machine was filmed there.
watched about 5 minutes of that. Pulled away. Is it any good?
Militarily, you have to suspend some reality. You know what I mean? Because
I
they
feel
do
like
a
I
lot
have
of
to
things
suspend reality with anything that guy does.
with Richin.
Yes.
I kind of like him for that reason. Like I like the Reacher series. I like him in that because he's supposed to be. That's how the Reacher character was written, which is why
Like
I
a
always
big dumb
thought
ox?
yes, yeah. He's supposed to be
Supposed
that
to be
guy.
a detective, though, in the books, isn't he?
Well, he's a guy who was like the military police or something like that, and then ends up sort of on his own, and he's just wandering around, and living off of whatever, friends, things like that. But he's a big, tough dude, and he's not stupid per se, but he's a big, like huge dude, which is why I always thought when they had Tom Cruise playing the character, it was ridiculous. Because Tom Cruise didn't fit the Reacher character at all. I was like, this is terrible. And so, I don't know. It's the army scenes are a little rough because they make it more hoorah than the army really is, and they do things a little differently. Like, at least what I remember, I don't, So, anyway, but then the action's really pretty good, though. It's, they unfortunately, him and one other dude end up being the only dudes to survive, the initial attack. But then the ending of the movie is interesting in that, like, his sort of ending to the movie just leads into the beginning of, like, what's going to end up being like a world war fighting against these alien invaders. Because he ends up fighting against one of them, and ends up defeating it without weapons because they were in Ranger school. They were supposed to be completing a last task where they weren't actually going to be shooting live bullets at anybody or anything like that. And which is normal. That's how you do training and stuff.
But like all of those meetings, all of those movies, even Top Gun, the original, is like, you've just graduated and now you're going to be the front lines. Like, good luck. Here's the most important mission this country's ever had. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, the ending, I guess, is kind of like that. You don't actually go, into any of those fight scenes. They're literally, he ends up in a helicopter with the other squad, with a new squad or whatever, lifting off to head to wherever they're fighting. They're going to be fighting, but they don't get into any of that. Do you know what I'm saying? So like the movie literally ends as they're going off to fight these alien machines, and they're already sort of fighting them. But he had, like, the fortune, him and the platoon that he was with that was trying to complete training, run across this one that, like, they didn't have any weapons to fight. They had no weapons to fight him because they were using blanks and everything to complete their training, And so he had to take down this machine just with ingenuity and everything else. And
in his bare hands.
pretty much, yeah, But it was interesting. Definitely
What if
not.
you can strangle a machine.
Well, he kind of chokes him out in a different way in that the machine, they talk about the law of thermodynamics in the movie.
Which one?
The fact that energy has to go somewhere. Energy doesn't just disappear, so it has to be
the first law.
I don't know which one it is. I just know they were talking about it. And so, because in the beginning scene of the movie, he's an engineer going out to rescue a platoon that's stuck outside the fort in Afghanistan. And because the lead Humvee or whatever broke down, and so he was having to fix this lead Humvee. And anyway.
Yeah. It is the first law. Yes. Conservation of energy. First law of thermodynamics.
Well, there you go. So anyway, he ends up, so the alien machine has to vent itself because it produces heat from all of the
Pervert.
computer cores and everything else, and it vents. And so what he did was he used a giant, like a one of those front loaders that's in a giant mine. So it's like an oversized front loader or whatever. Mm-hmm. He uses it to pin it up against a wall and then turns on a thing that is shoveling rocks or whatever that they're mining. And so they're dropping into the vent and they basically clog it up and then it overheats and explodes.
Gotcha.
So,
hey, buddy. Can't hear us. He's in a totally different place. He drove to the Starbucks. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Can you hear us?
You don't have a cord coming out of those headphones.
I don't know if he can hear you. Or he might be messing with us because he looks like he wants to laugh.
Can he even see us? Hello? Blink twice if you're in trouble. There's some frustrated grunting going on over there.
There is.
Wade back. What's happening right now? This is the worst. We should call this the podcast that always goes wrong.
The podcast to end all podcasts?
Something.
All right. Well, we can get into the anti-hero thing deeper another time since we are coming up on an hour at this point.
Yes. And you need
to go
night-nights.
I did want to have fun with you on this thing with this blind ranking. So you listened to Ravi and DB like I do. And I was trying to figure out because Ravi will do the blind ranking thing with him every now and then. And I was trying to figure out how it works, and I finally kind of got the gist of it. So what he does is he comes up with whatever it is. In their case, it was the last one I heard they did was a week ago or earlier this week or something where he
turn them on, Andrew. Turn them on.
Where he
Go ahead.
Gave him 5 Big Ten basketball players and asked him to blind rank them. Well, I thought it'd be fun. No, not to do that. I want you to blind rank.
What does blind ranking mean?
So what it is I'm going to give you 5 rides at Disneyland, California, or California Adventure. And you have to rank them. But once you rank one, you don't get to change it when I give you the next one. So, you have to think about it.
Category of? What am I ranking?
However you feel about them,
Well, is it rank them based on how much I like them?
Yes.
Rank them based on what?
Yeah, that. Whether you like them, whether you think they're whatever, however you want to rank them, I want to give you 5. And if there's one you haven't, I wrote down 7 just in case one of the ones I give you have chosen to never ride. Okay. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you come across that, just tell me and I'll switch in because I'm pretty sure the other ones I wrote down, you've probably ridden. So I'm going to give it to you, and you've got to figure out how to rank them. Can
I write these down as you say them?
Sure, but you have to rank it as soon as I give it to you.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying? So
yeah.
All right. So the first one I'm going to give you is Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout.
3.
All right. So Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout is 3.
No, let's go 2.
2.
Can I change?
Wow. Before I give you the next one, I'll let you change it.
Okay.
So you're going to go with that one as number 2.
Yeah.
What is it you like about that ride?
It's got an awesome soundtrack no matter which cart, trolley, whatever that thing's called. It's not a trolley, it's a gantry lift.
Okay.
So they're all based on just retro music that I love.
Okay.
And it's also one that is, I think, Emma's favorite. And Heidi doesn't love going on it because it makes her sick, and it kind of does as me as well. I always feel like this may make my heart explode. But so it's kind of a thing for me and Emma.
Okay.
So yeah, and it's just freaking fun. It's throwing you up and down, and you never really know. And it's just people are just screaming and laughing their heads off the entire time. So
cool.
Yeah, that's a good one.
All right. So we have that one as number 2. Mm-hmm. The next ride I'm going to give you is the Big Thunder Mountain Railroad.
Oh, shoot, I shouldn't have said 2 for that one. Oh well. No, that's okay. It's okay. I'm trying to write down what my top 5 would be. So I would say that's probably 5.
Okay.
Hold on, let me think. It's left. What am I missing? I'm missing something. Yeah, 5.
Okay. All right. The next one I'm going to give you is Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run.
0, 7, 100. It's the worst ride ever made.
But you've got 2 and 5 full, so
no,
you've got to...
I won't put them anywhere. No, I will not rank that one. I will not. I hate that ride. I hate that ride with a passion, and it should never be on anybody's top 5. They're not. They're redoing it because it's been so unpopular.
Really?
Well, I don't want to say redoing it, but it's. I think that there are plans for it to be changed because, one, it makes so many people sick. Like, adults don't go on that ride anymore because, like, I've been on it, I think, twice, and both times it's created this, like, sympathetic nervous response to where I'm just, like, breaking out in cold sweats and, like, ready to throw up immediately. It's the worst ride ever made. I hate it.
All right. Well, we're going to put it at 4 based on the rules of this game.
No, that's got to be one of the 2 extras.
No, you've ridden it, so you have to rank it, and you put Thunder Mountain at 5. So
I didn't think you were going to say that one.
Well, that's the fun of the game.
That's the worst.
That's the fun of the game.
Okay.
All right. So the next one I'm going to give you is the Grizzly River Run.
Oh my gosh, these rides suck. You should have told me ahead of time.
I was trying to pick stuff that you would like go both ways with.
Oh man, Team USA tied it up.
Nice. I'm just
Gunnar
watching
Henderson.
the home run. Sweet.
Where did
I'm assuming it's got to be 3 then, because you've only got 2 spots left.
As 4?
Yeah, that's what you had as 4.
Sucks butt cheeks. Yeah, it sucks. I mean, it doesn't suck, but it's also spinning the whole time. And most of the time when we go, it's like January, and so we never ride it because it's just cold, and you're going to be cold and miserable and wet the whole time.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's basically like the floaty, like down the rapids kind of river
you're going
thing,
down
right?
the rapids, and it's just turning around and getting you wet.
We'll have some fun. We'll do a little bit of an adjustment here in a second. So
If
to
you
finish
could do
this
that
out,
one without it spinning, then it would be much more fun to me. I hate the spinning of stuff. If you've got teacups on there, I quit right now.
no, the last one I was going to give you is Indiana Jones.
See, I don't even like that ride that much.
You don't like
No,
Indiana
it's
Jones?
super popular.
All right, so
This is the whole 5 that you gave me?
all right. So
are
here's
not-
the thing. Hang on. First thing I will do, because I want to ask you about the other 2 that I wrote down as alternates.
tell you
So
my
I'll
top
ask you about
5.
those in a second. But if you could re-rank the 5 I gave you, I'm assuming Guardians would be first, and then Big Thunder would be
2.
2.
What were the other ones you gave me? So Big Thunder would be probably 2.
Smuggler's Run would be 5.
Yeah, that would be 5.
Indiana would be 3, and Grizzly would be 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are like rides like 12 through 15.
Okay. All of them?
Except for Guardians.
Okay, except for Guardians. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the
I'll
other
give
2
you-
I
let
wrote
me-
down as alternates,
Okay.
just to put them out there, were Space Mountain as a classic.
I don't even love that one. But go
Okay.
ahead.
And the last one was the Incredicoaster.
Yeah, so that's my number 1.
That's your number 1.
Yes,
okay.
I
What is
love
your
the-
top 5?
So first one would be Incredicoaster. I think that I would probably put Radiator Racers as
Oh, I thought about
number
doing
2.
that one.
That's probably number 2. But a close second would be Mission Breakout.
Okay.
And then it would be Rise of the Resistance.
I knew that would be near the top, so I
Yeah.
intentionally didn't pick that one.
Yeah. And then I would probably say, I'm trying to think of if I'm missing.
But that one's actually 4th after Guardians.
Rise of the Resistance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's not a thrill ride. It's just a freaking cool experience.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what's 5th?
I would probably still say Big Thunder.
Oh, okay. All right.
Or I might say Haunted Mansion, but only at Christmas time at Disneyland. Not Disney World.
Okay.
Oh, wait. I forgot about Toy Story Midway Mania. That's got to be number 5. And then Big Thunder would be 6. 7 would be Haunted Mansion. 8 would probably be Web Slingers. You don't even care at this point.
No, I think
What
it's
a
awesome.
dork.
Like, no, that's good information because I'd love to know that for, like, if I ever get out there again.
Yeah. 9 would probably be maybe Peter Pan. It's so stupid that I like that ride.
Where would It's a Small World rank?
Oh yeah, that's further down the line. That's the ride you take when you just don't want to stand up anymore. And you just want to be able to sit down in a nice cool place because it's always cold inside.
Cold
there, so
inside.
it's just like, just take your time. That and Pirates of the Caribbean. Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, yeah, Pirates. I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
I actually like that one.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's
Do you want to try the list I came up with for Andrew? You might be. I mean, I think
Sure.
you probably. So what I was going to ask him to blind rank were Marvel villains.
Okay, sure. This is going to be tough.
So again, I wrote down 2 as alternates. If the ones I give you, you haven't seen or don't know as much about. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So the first
So
one
I'm
I'm
ranking them just based on who I think is coolest, or what?
or coolest, most evil, best character, most
You gotta
complex.
tell me because of
No,
change.
you picked you picked the criteria. I want
I'll
you
just
to
say
just rank.
who I think are the coolest characters.
Okay. So the first one I'll give you is Mephisto.
Don't
Is
know
that how you
anything
say it?
about him. Probably.
Nothing?
I don't know enough about him.
All right. So
Is he
then
the
we'll-
like devil? He's the devilish like.
I think
teeth?
so. I had to look it up. I didn't know enough of them off the top of my head. I had to look them up.
Is that the one that was the movie with who the crap is that skinny musician? Isn't it a movie?
I don't know. I literally don't know.
So you're just picking it,
I literally just picked them based off of the list that I Googled.
but they're
I'm
not
gonna
based
lie.
on movies.
Well, I just typed in Marvel villains
Oh.
and got a list
Oh,
and took them from
okay.
there.
Well, this could be interesting because these. Could
Well,
be-
the alternate I picked is Magneto, which I feel like is more common. I still don't know anything about him, but where would you rank Magneto 1 through 5?
did I say as far as the?
They just hit
coolest
another home
character?
run.
My iPad's dying, so I had to turn it off.
No, Roman Anthony just hit a home run.
Nice.
Solo 2-1 US.
I said as far as coolest character, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. I'd put him at like, let's go 2.
All right. So the next one I'll give you is Dr. Octopus.
Let's say 5.
The next one I'll give you is Kingpin.
That's all like small time. That's like local characters. Magneto's like a planetary or international.
Do you want me to replace
kind-
Kingpin? Because I have another one.
No, that's fine. I mean, I'd say 4. He's a bad dude. Like he's
Okay.
anyway.
So the next one I'll give you then is Thanos.
Oh yeah, he's got to be number 1.
Okay. And the last one that I'll give you is Green Goblin.
That's against Spider-Man, and he's a wuss.
So
he
3.
got beat when Spider-Man was at his youngest or like newest as a superhero. So he's still
Where would you have
developing
put
his
Loki if I gave you Loki?
See, he's an anti-hero. He fights alongside Thor, but he's constantly getting into trouble, and he's constantly sort of like betraying people and looking out for himself, but ultimately tries to come around to help. And if you ever watched Thor Ragnarok, he's out to say,
Which is the one where the only scene I know of,
Blanchett in it.
the only scene I know of with Loki is the scene where the Hulk takes him and like just does things that would obliterate any normal human being
Yeah.
like 40 times, whacking him into the ground.
Puny human. Oh no, he goes puny god. And yeah, so that's like where Loki's looking out for himself. He's made a deal to try and overthrow Thor and planet Earth. But then that's the first Avengers. That's the very first Avengers movie.
Okay.
And after that, he's more with Thor. Gets his butt kicked in Thor Ragnarok.
Pete Crow's up. Pete Crow Armstrong. PCA. He's got a 1-0 count so far. There's 2 outs, no one on.
I should have come
And
up
it's
with one of these for
1-1.
you.
He just chased a very bad curveball.
But no out.
Bounced. It bounced.
Oh, he gets on base.
Are you watching?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you turned it off.
Ground ball the pitcher. He beat out.
Well, no kidding. I haven't seen that pitch yet. There it is. Hit off his glove.
Official
That's why.
scorer ruling.
That's probably an error. I feel like Soto should have grabbed that.
Gotcha. Who else did you have on there? Was there anybody else?
No, it was Loki was the last one that I had as an alternate.
What topic should I do for that for you? Because that would be
That's.
cool.
I mean, you know me. It can always be football players. It could be teams
Yeah.
I've coached. Whatever. It could be teams I root for.
Give me 1 second.
Could be
Okay, here we go. All right.
really
You have
quickly
to-
before we start mine. Let me. Oh no, we'll do that after this. Go ahead.
You want to do another reading?
No, go ahead. We'll do it after this. It's the closing reading anyway.
Okay. Okay. You've got to rank your top 5 running backs of all time.
Like NFL running backs.
Yeah.
Okay.
I already know who your number 1 would be, so I'm not going to throw that in there. Or will I? How about this? Some of these are tricky. Marshall Falk
Marshall was great, but he played for the Rams, which drove me crazy.
and the Colts.
And the Colts, that's true. He did play for the Colts. I will put Marshall, man, you're talking all-time greats.
As far as like how you would rank them.
Right. I'll put him at 4.
Wow. Okay.
I'm guessing there's hopefully some other running backs I like more.
LaDainian Tomlinson.
See, I was never like those guys are awesome, but I was never like into watching them as much.
Yeah.
I guess I'll put him at 5. I mean, I think like if you're actually talking about skills, like it would be different. But if you're talking about what I liked, I will put LaDainian at 5.
Okay. How about Emmett Smith?
Wow. He's easily my 5. Like I wouldn't even rank him. Just
Really?
I have serious Emmett fatigue. I get so sick and tired of that guy. Obviously, he'll have to be at 3 for me, but I was never a fan of Emmett Smith. I hate the way he runs the ball. He drove me crazy. I hate the Cowboys. There's nothing about that. And that's just because we're ranking who I like. Obviously, if I was ranking them by, if I had to pick them by greatest running backs, I might be different, but I can't stand Emmett Smith. So that was rough.
Yeah.
I definitely would put him 5 if I could, but he's 3 because I already filled those 2 spots.
Okay, I'm gonna give you one and one great one. These are too far removed. Let's see here. How about Gale Sayers? You're like, come on, let's get real.
I never remember. I'm pretty sure I came in at the tail end of his career, if I even remember any of it.
Nope, 71 was the last year he played.
Yeah, so I don't remember much about Gale Sayers, and I know his career was not very long.
No.
So, I mean, in this particular case, he's got to be 2, but,
Yeah. And I think most people would have him very high just based on the overall scheme. Like, it's pretty common that he's always, in people's top 5, it seems like.
Yeah, it seems like. I'm not sure that he should be, but...
Yeah. And then let's pick somebody else who's kind of... I'll have you actually give me who you would put as your top 5 overall.
Okay.
So I'm going to leave a lot of those guys that I know are out. What about... So that means you'd put O.J. Simpson as number 1.
That would be brutal. If you did that to me, that would just be brutal.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. What about, the problem is any of these others that I pick would be an obvious number 1 based on this list.
I mean, I have to put him at 1 regardless of who you give me at this point, but...
All right, so let's just skip that because that'll take the fun out of it. So why don't you tell me who your top 5 are?
My top 5 favorite running backs of all time, just who I love. Mm-hmm. So my favorite running back of all time is Walter Payton.
Start with number... What, really?
Oh, you want me to start with number 5?
Yeah, but that's not who you said before.
No, I think Walter Payton is number 2 in terms of who I actually think is the greatest running backs. He's my favorite, though.
Okay, let's do it based on who you think are the best.
I think are the 5 best running backs of all time.
Best. Yep, starting with number 5.
Oh, boy. Okay. All right, give me a second.
Oh, no, time's running. Or I can just give you 5 recent, guys that I think we would mostly think of as, and you can just rank those. You know what I mean? I won't give you names like Gale Sayers or Emmett Smith.
Okay. I mean, if you want to do that, that works.
Okay, so let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. And boy, who else am I thinking of that I'm missing here? All right, I'll give you 4, and then I want you to pick the 5th one.
Okay.
And then you can, who you would put in this class of running backs.
Okay.
So the 5 in no particular order: Bo Jackson, Walter Payton, Barry Sanders, Beast Mode, because I can't remember his real name, and whoever your 5th one is.
Okay, so I'm putting Bo Jackson last.
Brutal.
He played 38 games.
Oh, yeah, that's not very many.
We did not get to see enough. I mean, what he did was kind of cool when he did it.
Yeah.
But Bo Jackson did not get enough run for me to include him.
That's interesting.
In that stuff.
I'm looking at this Gil Brandt's top 25 of all time, and he puts Bo Jackson at 4th overall of the top 25.
Wow, that's insane.
Okay. And
it's all based on potential, not reality, because playing 38 games is not enough of a... And it's unfortunate. I mean, he got hurt. You can't blame the guy. I'm not, blaming him, and he was an incredible athlete, but, he played 38 games. I can't put him any higher. All right, so let's see, we had...
He just beat the crap out of people.
Yeah. I mean, everybody remembers him running over Bosworth, of course.
So then Walter Payton, Barry Sanders.
Beast Mode.
What's his real name? Why can't I-
Marshawn Lynch.
Jeez Louise. I knew Sean was in there. Dude, I
Marshawn
need
Lynch.
to go get checked out or something. I swear.
Trust me, I do the same thing all the time. And then me pick one more. Okay.
Yeah.
So out of that list, number
Who would
4.
who would the other person be that you would add into that list?
Well, are my ranking these again on who I like or who I think was best?
Who you think who you would pick as your overall top 5 best running backs?
So if we're working with these 5, again, Bo is 5th. Walter would be 4th.
Sorry, sweetness.
Well, no, because we need one more. So I need to just name somebody.
I know, that's what I'm asking you. To
Okay,
do.
so no, so then
Would you put Dickerson in there?
fourth would be Dickerson.
Okay.
So 4th would be Dickerson. 3rd would be Walter. 2nd would be Beast Mode, and 1st would be Barry Sanders. That's my personal.
But Walter Payton is your favorite overall.
Yeah, Walter, and then Beast Mode is that's like 1 and 1A, and then Barry would be 3rd in my all-time favorites.
Good.
So
It's a good list.
even though I don't know, I worry that Beast Mode's not going to he's not going to get into the hall. I worry, but
Why do you think he won't?
I mean, again, possibly some of the length of his career and just some of the different things. Like, I think here's the craziest thing. If they hand him the ball and he scores in that Super Bowl, everybody believes he would have been given the MVP for that Super Bowl. And if he has that MVP for that Super Bowl, I think he's a lock to get into the hall.
Who got it?
Well, remember it was Russell threw the interception against the Patriots. Do you remember that on that play? It was 2nd and 1.
They didn't give it to him.
And they didn't give it to him, and they threw the interception. So the Seahawks lost. But if he give it to him and he scores, it's pretty much a lock. He would have won the MVP that day. And instead it went to Tom Brady again. He would have won the MVP, and I think that would have put him over the top in terms of overall accomplishments. I think he's right on the edge of overall accomplishments to get into the Hall. And he's not if you look at the top 10 active, total yards, he's not in that top 10. He does have the one Super Bowl. He did, he's over 10,000 yards, which I think is kind of a cutoff line. At least I'm pretty sure he is.
Well,
So,
that's interesting.
yeah.
Fun. What a fun little experiment. Let's go to Disneyland.
Yeah, he's at 10,413 rushing yards, which puts him at 30th. 85 rushing touchdowns, 94 total, 5-time Pro Bowler.
This is crazy. When you read that compared to Bo Jackson's bio, 1 Pro Bowl selection, 2,782 career rushing yards, 16 career rushing touchdowns.
Exactly. That's why I can't, it's nothing against Bo. He was incredible, but I'm not going to put him amongst these greats when I've got a 38-game sample size. And that's nothing against him. It's just unfortunate.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. 2 on, 2 outs. Got 1st and 3rd for the old DR.
Demilitarized Roan.
Yes. Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, brother,
Out.
we'll have to figure out something for him next time. Yeah. Let me read this. So, as we wrap up tonight's episodes, we again want to thank our sponsor, Sarah Bryant Law, PLLC. She recently opened her new office at 73 Public Square in Lancaster, Kentucky, and continues to serve clients across central Kentucky. Whether you need help with criminal defense, family law matters like divorce or custody, wills and probate, or civil litigation, Sarah works hard to represent her clients with care and dedication. If you need an attorney who will truly listen and advocate for you, contact Sarah Bryant Law, PLLC. All right, brother. We will have to figure out what to do with him because this is really making things hard
Sure is.
to have
We are boring just the
3
two of us.
brothers on a show when there's only 2 that show up. Good heavens.
Just get better internet, man.
Right? Or maybe find a different spot in the house to try. Where's the internet thing set up at? Go sit next to it.
Yeah, that is weird. Does he have this issue other times where it just drops his connection?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's weird.
Yep.
So,
Anyway, all right.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and clock us out of here. We will see you next time,
See you
gentlemen.
later.